Hello everyone, in this class is going to be a bar Pilates cardio featuring a mini ball, so you will of course require a chair, or if you don't have that then a bench or a table. Coming to the middle of your mats, right abouts, both hands on the chair and coming into a nice gentle cat-cow just to warm up. So how this class will work is we'll have 4 rounds of cardio bursts. In between each one will be a exercise portion, as well as some of the bar workouts where we'll be working our legs. So now extending one arm as you bend the opposite leg, then wrap your waist as you bend the other leg. Re-extend your arm, bend the leg, and then switch out sides. Extending, wrapping, extending, and then return your hand back to your chair and switch out sides. Now from here, stepping up to your chair, one hand onto your chair or a steady surface, the other hand comes to your same ankle, stretching out your thigh, and then switching out sides. Now coming to our first exercise, stepping one foot back into a lunge, and then the other foot joins the previous foot to a knee dip, back to a lunge, then back to standing to your chair. 1 foot back, both feet back, 1 foot forward, both feet forward. And now for narrow squats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Continue with the squats, add a heel lift at the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And a wide air squat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now holding the squat, alternate heel lifts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now continuing with those squats, adding a curtsy lunge. 1, squat, 2, squat, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now step back into a downward dog, taking a little bit of a beat, stretching out our legs. At this point as well, feel free to walk out your downward dog. Holding your downward dog and then reaching up your left leg, opposite knee, opposite elbow, and return back to downward dog. Switch out sides, right leg up, opposite knee, opposite elbow, back to down dog. Keep going up to 7. That's 3, 4, 5, 6, coming on 7, holding, pulsing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, switch out sides 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, back to downward dog, and then walk back to a Tadasana, the mountain pose. Coming into our first cardio burst, arms by head, opposite knees, marches 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Walking back out to a plank. Slow mountain climbers, but cross knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now shifting back to a brief siesta into your child's pose. Just to allow ourselves to catch our breath and allow our legs to cool back down, because we definitely generated some heat with the earlier exercises. Now stepping back up to your chair, one hand is going to be on it, the other hand is going to be at your hips, grabbing your mini ball, placing it between your thighs, not too far back, not too far forward. So one hand on chair, one hand on hip, raising through the heels. Narrow lunge, knee dip for 1. Narrow lunge, knee dip for 2. 3. If the heels lifted gets way too much and you're falling off frame all over the place, lower your heels back down. Keep going with the narrow squats and the knee dips. You should definitely be feeling it in the thighs. And now narrow squat pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Knee dip pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now coming back to a narrow squat, thigh squeezes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now up an inch and down an inch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Returning to those thigh pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Awesome. Return the ball back to your chair or wherever it was previously, back to the back of your mat. Cardio burst números 2. High knee marches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Awesome. Walking back out to a high plank. Slow knee to chest mountain climbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Or for kick of challenge, fast knees. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Awesome. Coming back to a child's pose for another siesta. Coming back up, this time we're going to face our chair with both hands on it, placing your mini ball behind your left leg, squeezing your left heel to your glute to hold the ball still. Box out your arms, donkey kick, mixed hydrants. 1, 2, 3. Now of course your leg does not need to come up high, that's not the purpose or important. What's most important is the engagement that you feel. And now coming into just donkey kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now just hydrants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now shifting your right foot a little bit, knee drives. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now grabbing your ball, I'm personally choosing to stick a bit of tape on my fingers just to glue my hand to the ball because sweaty palms and mini ball don't mix. Once you are attached, if you're doing the same thing as me, up and overhead, left leg out, bicycle your left leg as your arm comes back behind you as soon as your leg is in front. And as soon as the arm is ahead of you again, your left leg is behind you. Coming up to 7 of these. Once you have reached your 7th rep, ditching the tape if you have one, and then coming to the middle of the mat with your ball. Coming into a wide goddess squats. The ball's going to start off nearby your stomach and up and overhead when you come down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now placing the ball ahead of you. Coming down to a goddess squat, alternate heel lift for 1, 2, as you squeeze the ball with the chest muscles. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Bring the ball to your left knee. Lower down to a squat and pulsing it out. By all means, have your hand up in the belly hand or onto your hip. Keep going, reach up to 7. Then ball up and overhead again, switching it for your right knee. Your free hand can be your belly hand. See if you can't lift up your heel, the one that the ball is on, and pulsing it out, reaching up to 7 reps. Once you have finished 7 reps, place the ball back away just for a moment. I'm choosing to move my chest so that my right leg has a lot more space, otherwise it'll make a header for the window. Coming back to those hydrants and donkey kicks, placing the ball behind your right leg, boxing out your arms. Donkey kick with the hydrants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Remember, it's not important how high you get your leg. What's most important is the engagement that you feel. And now just donkey kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now just hydrants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and now shifting around on your left heel. Knee drive. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now if you're doing the same as me, adding some tape onto the ball so it doesn't go anywhere because of sweaty fingers. So arm up and overhead, right leg extends, bicycle forward as the arm comes back. As the leg extends, your hand is back overhead. Coming up to 7, taking your time with these reps. Not too much time because of how much it burns. Once you've reached your 7th, ditching the tape but holding onto the ball. Coming to high heels on your toes, narrow squats, widening one leg and in as you press the ball forward and back. Wide knee, in, other wide knee, in until you reach 7, which doesn't take long. Now, holding your heels up in goddess squat, squeezing the ball as you squat down for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now from here, star jumps with the goddess squat. 1, 2, ball stays where it is. 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Awesome job returning the mini ball back to your chair, returning the chair back to the front of your mat, assuming you were working with the chair this whole time, back to the back of your mat for the moderate stress on the high knees cardio kick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Awesome. Now walking your way back out to a high plank, coming into cross mountain climbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Awesome. Laying on down, grabbing your ball, laying on your back. We're going to come into an ab series now. So ball between the thighs. Shifting your chair out the way just a fraction more if you need to. Hands behind your head, interlocking fingers. Then you're going to come into an upper ab crunch. Knees to chest for 1. Upper ab crunch. Knees to chest for 2. And 3. And 4. And 5, 6, keep going, breathing your way through. So we're working our upper abs and then we're working our lower abs. And now rolling onto your side. Legs and arm reach long. Ball on your right hip, upper waist crunch for 1. 2, as you come up, put a bit of pressure on the ball. 3, 4, 5, using that waist to crunch your way up. 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now sitting your way up, placing the ball just beneath your sports bra, because if you're a man, a little bit below your shoulder blades. Hands behind your head once again, feet relatively wide, upper body crunches for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now upper crunch, alternating knees to chest for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And now tipping your knees to the right, upper body crunches but focusing on our side waist. 5, 6, 7, 8, keep going, keep breathing. Awesome, and now grabbing that mini ball, placing it underside your left side waist. Coming into some side lying bicycles, hands by your head, elbows wide, left knee is bent in, right leg is straight. You're then going to bend your right knee to your opposite elbow. Keep going, keep breathing. You'll start to feel this in your oblique and your waist. Try to keep your elbow as far away from the ground as you can, really using that core to lift yourself upright. And now shifting the ball around you just slightly, well enough to tip around your upper half, coming into straight leg kicks, waist crunches. It's not too dissimilar from what we were doing with the previous exercise, but your leg is coming up straight, and your left elbow, or right elbow if you're mirroring, is almost reaching to your kicking leg, and you are leaving your bottom leg bent. Awesome job. Now coming on up to a brief mermaid stretch. And then we switch out to the other side, coming back to those waist crunches, laying lengthwise. So your right arm reaches long, left hand on your hip, upper waist crunches with a bit of pressure on the ball. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3 more, you can do it. Using the heck out of that waist. Awesome, now bring the ball back behind you again, either nearby the bottom of your sports bra, or if you're a guy, just below your shoulder blades. Coming into some extended leg cocoons for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, keep going, working the heck out of that lower ab. Really targeting that lower stomach. Feel free to grip onto your knees for a brief moment. And now extending those legs, coming to an ab burner, scissor kicks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Awesome job, tipping your knees to the left this time. And crunching it up, working out right side waist. Parts of you and your abs should be on fire, or at least just a genuine heated sensation. Okay, now bringing the ball to your leftmost waist, coming into sideline bicycles. Left leg is bent this time. Right leg up, left elbow is away from the mat as you can possibly get it, bringing elbow to knee to a crunch and extending. So really working our oblique. Bringing your knee and elbow as close as you can, but it's not important if they don't make contact, just as long as you're feeling the engagement in your waist. And now shifting around just a little bit, kicking your leg up straight for pretty much the same exercise but from a slightly different angle. Bringing your right elbow to your right leg, if you're not mirroring me. So you'll definitely be feeling your left side waist at this point. Few more to go. And now coming up, sitting back a little bit further on your mat. I'm going to come into one more lower ab exercise, ball between the legs. Squeezing in once, lower, squeeze again, that's your first rep. So each time your legs come up, you squeeze, as you lower, you squeeze, and we're definitely working those lower abs. Try to have your legs as straight as you can, but of course if you need to have a subtle bend, that's completely fine. I mean, my legs felt straighter than they looked, but we are where we are and we're definitely in this together. The final 10 reps, This is our last ab exercise. Once you've reached your 10th rep, feeling so damn proud of yourself, rolling on up, coming into your other side elevated mermaid stretch. Returning your ball back to your chair, and coming back to the back of your mat for our final cardio burst. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. I took the liberty of trying to adjust my mats, walking out to a plank. Wide knee mat climbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Awesome! You have finished. Shrinking back to a child's pose, allowing your elbows to relax. Catch that breath. Taking a nice beat here, and now pressing up to a downward facing dog. Feel free to walk out your legs if that feels really nice. Considering all that work we've been doing with our legs, this will definitely feel really good. Now from here, left side pigeon. So try to aim to have your hips as square as you can, and it's not so important having your foot parallel to the mat. If you can manage it, then that is awesome, but if it feels nicer to have your foot closer to your hips, then even better. Do absolutely what feels right to you. And now coming back up to a downward facing dog and switching out for your right side pigeon pose. Coming forward, foot either close to hips or parallel to the mat, whatever you can physically manage. And if you prefer to stay upright, that's completely fine, but if you'd rather come down to your elbows for a very deep intensive stretch, that is also fine. And now from here, just shifting around on your hips and widening your legs into a middle straddle, as wide as you can possibly manage. Now from here, side waist stretches. Pointing your toes, your bottom arm comes to the inside of your leg to help keep your chest broad, your upper arm up and over your head. Switching out sides on these stretches to feel a nice stretch throughout your waist, to also feel a nice stretch throughout your inner thighs. And once you have satisfied those stretches, coming back up and flexing your feet, then going to come into a forward fold middle straddle stretch. So walking your hands forward as far as feels comfortable, and wherever you are, see if you can't relax your arms onto the mat, leaning as far forward as you possibly can. But again, that's not so important, it's an end goal, but the purpose is to feel a nice satisfying stretch throughout our inner thigh. Now gently coming back up, adjust your legs back into the middle into an easy seated pose. So once you're in your easy seated pose, elbows to knees, hands to Anna Mudra, basically the AOK hand gesture, taking in some nice deep breaths. Feeling very accomplished with yourself, arms up and overhead, all that positive energy above you, bring it on down to yourself, bowing it out with yourself, and thanking yourself so much for fighting this hard, for challenging yourself. A lot of those exercises weren't easy, but you persevered, you overcame them, you relished, and you flourished. Thank you all so much for watching and or following. I do appreciate it either way, and I shall see you all for my future videos. Namaste.